No matter where you work, there's always a training process involved. There's always a process where you have to go through a class or some sort of simulation or some formal education on the job that you apply for. I remember going through life, there's always a bad rap for training. Training always gets a bad rap. Whenever you can't do a job to the best of your abilities or you won't do a job to the best of your abilities, whichever it is, training always gets the blame. Oh, they didn't show us that in training. That's the main thing that I hear from people, and I've even said it over the years. But one job you never get training for, and that's to be a parent. Anyone who has kids can tell you that. I don't have kids of my own, but I've seen first and second hand accounts of the fact that there's no training for that. It's constant learning, it's constant evolution. But what comes to mind is the scripture that says, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when they get older, they will not depart from it. So how are we training our youth? How are we being the example for the youth that we have in our lives? Whether it be our child, whether we have children or we don't have children. Are we being the example that we want them to be for other people, for the children to come, for their children, for their children's children, and so forth and so on? We need to be mindful of the type of training. Training isn't necessarily a class. It doesn't necessarily come with a manual. But think about it. We do have a manual that trains us for life, and that's the Bible. What are we living by? Are we living by the Bible? Are we living by the truths that we say that we believe? Let's take a look in the mirror and see what type of trainer we are before we criticize someone else's training on our lives.